Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to do part 2 of the chit chat, and I'm just going to give you a life update while I do a 1950s skincare routine to the best of my abilities, and we'll go from there. So today I had to work 4 hours because Thursday I have a parasite. So I'm having to take medicine for a parasite. Sometimes, things just happen. So that's what was making me so sick. So I was dealing with a parasite and I'm sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean to do that. So I was dealing with a parasite, and I'm on a medicine regimen that this is the second day I've taken it, and let's just say it's been really, really great. This is the toothpaste I'm going to use. I may do that off camera. So I use Mavis, or Marvis, or however you say it. I did order some more of this because I'm almost out, and I love how vintagey it looks. So we're going to start there. But so, one day I was starting to feel sick, and this is how the whole thing started. I like to share stuff with you, especially what's going on with my life, so that y'all will know. So this day in particular, I had been sick off and on and was dealing with sickness, was dealing with everything. And I got to the point where it was just not getting any better. No matter what we did, it was like it was getting worse. We're going to start with the Pond's Co-Cream. So I started getting sicker and sicker. So my mom did a bunch of research and I okayed it with my doctor. So before anybody comes at me, I did, okay. So then I turn around and I decide that, and we're going to back this story up a little bit, about 6 or 7 years ago, no, longer than that, sorry, about 9-10 years ago, my family had a family reunion where everybody came from the state in which they lived, and we all stayed at a hotel. Because there was stuff going on with our old house. This was before we sold it. And everybody came. Well, we stayed at the Jury Inn, and I ended up staying part of the time in my own hotel room, and the remainder of the time I stayed with my aunt and her 2 dogs, with her and her husband in a tiny hotel room. Mind you, I hadn't seen my aunt very much at this point because every time she would come down, we wouldn't see each other because I would be so busy with college. I would be so busy with other things in my life that we just really didn't have much time together like we did when I was younger. So at this point in time, me and my aunt start getting really, really close. The stories I could tell you. The time we got stuck in an elevator comes to mind. And yes, that story I'm going to tell y'all today, because it coexists with what I'm about to tell you about the parasite. So we stay in this hotel room. She has her 2 dogs, and at the time, her dog's name was Buster Brown and Dixie Chick. And they were the cutest dogs. They were the cousin to my dog, Camouflage, and they came from the same litter. I think Cammy was actually their sister. And they had a brother named Scruffy that went to my cousin. So at this point in time in my life, we were debating whether or not we would be selling our house and we would be moving into another house. And now I'm going to use the witch hazel. So at this point in time in my life, I am dealing with the thing of moving because we had our house painted and we could not all stay there. My aunt was coming from Tulsa and my uncle was coming from Wyoming. And my sister was bringing her new baby, Alyssa. Alyssa was a baby at that point, so it was been many, many years ago. So, wait, it was Ansley was the baby, Alyssa was little, and I had Aiden. Okay, clarification given. Okay, so me and my sister had, I was so busy with school, we didn't really have time to catch up, and my sister wanted to see me. So my sister and I got to see each other, and that was the first time I got to hold my new niece. So we had decided to stay at the Drury Inn because I have a big family, and I hadn't been in Amarillo in a very long time. So at this point in time, we were deciding what we were gonna do for dinner, and we were deciding, and because we have such a big family, and at that time I didn't have issues with gluten or anything like that, so I could pretty much eat whatever I wanted. Mind you, this is around the time that my dad died. So this was 2013-ish. No, it was 2014. So it was a year after my dad had died. And I just really did not feel like I wanted to be social with people. I was having one of those days. So at this point in time, I decide that I am going to go to the family reunion. I had school, but this was the other problem. I ended up couldn't bring my big laptop because my uncle was having one of his days where he just griped about everything. And we couldn't really bring the laptop into the hotel room. I was afraid it was going to get stolen. Good choice. So then I turn around and I decide that I am going to go ahead and do this. So now I am doing the Olay Original Beauty Fluid Lotion. So then I turn around and I'm like, okay, this is cool, whatever. Okay, I used a little too much of that, but who cares? So at this point in time, and I will show you at the end of the video what I used. And if y'all have seen my videos before, you know what I use for the vintage. I had my hair pulled up and now it's fully out of my clip. Okay. So we're at this hotel room and I had booked because they were going to be staying 4 weeks. We had booked a hotel room, but I didn't realize because they were only supposed to stay 2 weeks. So I booked the hotel room And then my aunt said, hey, you can stay with us. So my aunt ended up booking as a present for my birthday. She booked 2 extra weeks and I booked 1 week, so I had extra weeks, but I did stay in the hotel room with my aunt a couple nights. So we stayed in a room that was dog friendly and pet friendly, so it may have had cats, it may have had parrots, it may have had stuff because people like to travel with their pets, and I totally agree with that. No shade. So then I turn around and I am like, okay. So at this point in time in my life, I am 23 I was about to turn 24. So we were also celebrating around this time, my birthday. That was in October. Now the weather in where my family is originally from is very unpredictable in October. Sometimes it can be really cold and sometimes it can be really hot. So at this point in time, we are all at the hotel. I get to meet my sister Natalie's kids. Natalia, sorry. I get to meet Natalia's kids. And I have a cousin named Natalie. That's the correlation, and we'll talk about her in another story. So I end up staying at the hotel, and so in the time that we are at the hotel and I am helping my aunt take the dogs in and out, I am on my walker and I'm just walking around holding the leash, and she is taking the other dog and we're doing it together, and I'm doing pretty good. So we come back and we get in the hotel elevator and we get stuck. It is me, my cousin, my nephew Aiden, my nieces, and my little niece is at this time, I think she was 4 or 5 at this point, and we get stuck. Like, it is not moving. I am like freaking out because this has only happened 1 time or 2 times when I was in high school. The time I did go to public school. So me and my aunt are freaking out. I'm not used to this. I haven't been home in years. I'm afraid I'm gonna run into people from high school, and that is really awkward to me because I don't know what to say in those situations. And that's another story time for another day, I'll tell you. But so I just like sit there and I'm like, okay, I'm a little, not knowing what to say. Well, I end up running into one of my old teachers, and we end up getting stuck in the elevator. And it's one of those awkward things, like you remember the person's face, but you can't really remember the name. And you're sitting there going. So I am stuck in this elevator. They luckily got us out really quickly. And they were like, okay, we're going to have the guy come work on the elevator. So we go back to the room. I shower. We get ready for dinner. And close to the hotel where we were staying at the Drury Inn, there was like a barbecue place. And we had decided that we wanted to have a family dinner, but not everybody knew their way around Amarillo. And Amarillo changes so much that when I drive through it, it's like, okay, where is this? But so I was like, okay. So I'm sitting there, and my uncle my aunt, my uncle was out with his brothers, and they were having a good time. And so me and my aunt, went and we we just went and got dinner. Well, it was me, my cousin, my cousin Natalie, my cousin, and so they had come down from where they live, and everybody was here. So it was me and my sister Natalia and my other sister and everybody, and we're all sitting there, and we decide to walk across the street, but we did not realize that it was going to rain. So that day, we had already been stuck in an elevator. We had already dealt with rain. Well, it started raining. So I'm in shorts. I'm in a t-shirt that says baby girl on it. That is white. And I'm wearing a black bra. So you can imagine how that was. So I'm like, that's my day. That's my day. That is my day. So I'm just like sitting here and I'm like, so I at that time had a manual wheelchair, but that day part of the day I did use my walker, and part of the day I'm like walking around and we're doing everything and we're just sitting there doing our thing. And I was watching videos on my phone. Like, I'm into like 90s rom-coms, 90s sitcoms, and I was just watching that. I'm holding my nephew in my arm. He's sitting on my lap. My niece is sitting on this side, and luckily I brought an umbrella. So I wasn't like soaked, but I was soaked enough that I was kind of embarrassed. So luckily I ended up bringing a change of clothes with me. So when we got to the restaurant, I changed my clothes so I would not have to do it at the hotel, because we were just going to pick up the order and go back to the hotel and eat, because the manager said we could do that. So they were really nice. I was like, if I ever had to have a venue that was big and I had to do like a meeting space or had to do a wedding, I would want to do it at that hotel. So I was like, they are really, really nice. So we get back, we're eating our dinner, and my cousin that lives in New Mexico, who's talented at everything she does, she comes in and sees us, and we had ordered her food. And so we tell her about the getting stuck in the elevator, and we're just like sitting there. And she starts laughing, and I didn't panic or anything. I was just I was trying to stay calm, but because I had a hold of my nephew, I did not want to freak him out because he has anxiety like I do. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be chill. I'm going to calm down and we'll get out. Well, we did. And at that point, I had a different relationship with God than I do now. So let me tell you, I just said a little prayer and we just went on. So fast forward to how I got the parasite. So we ended up staying in the hotel room, and we don't know, because my uncle got the same parasite, and it's like parasitic infection, and we don't know. And it's like, it looks like athlete's foot, but it's really not. So my aunt started treating it, and we ended up, because we were all using the same shower, but we would clean it after each time. And then I got like everything in, and we just went from there. So at this point in time, I end up getting a parasitic infection. We went to multiple doctors, and they tell me it was Candida. And I'm like, okay. So I started a cleanse. It went good. And then I had stopped because you know how life gets sometimes. It can get really crazy. And I had stopped doing the cleanse. Well, yesterday we ended up starting doing it again. So we could get rid of all the parasites, we could do everything we needed to do to get, you know, the situation better. So then I turn around, and so I'm on the second day fully, and I have had no issues. I've been drinking aloe vera juice, and I've been doing slippery elm and black walnut holes or something, halves or something like that. I've been doing garlic and other things, and I've also been taking my digestive enzymes, and I can tell you, I feel a difference. So I just wanted to get on here and give you a little bit of a chit chat. I know this video has been extremely long, but I do hope to see you in the next video. I love each and every one of you. I do hope you have a great day, and I do want to thank you for your love and support in supporting this channel. Thank you for all your comments. If you do have any questions about like my scoliosis or me in general, and you have questions, please feel free to ask. I know I'm touching my face a lot, but I just love when I use skincare. It makes my face feel clean. But I'm gonna get off here because I'm gonna go watch a movie and relax and unwind, because I was supposed to work till 9, but then my boss was like, hey, you put in your sick time, so you only had to work 4 hours today. And I was like, because tomorrow I'll have to work my regular shift tomorrow and Tuesday. And then I'll be off Wednesday, and we'll do a 1950s video for you guys. And things like that. So I hope y'all have a great day. I will see you tomorrow in the next video, and the next day after that, and the next day after that. But I do want to thank you for watching this video. Thank you for your support. But real quick, before I go, I did start off with the Pond's cold cream. I did do... Where did the other stuff go? Where'd the other... Okay, let me see. Where did I put it? Okay, and then I did this, my witch hazel. Then I followed it up with my Noxzema. You can get that on Amazon. And then last but not least, and this is one of my favorite, I use this one at nighttime. I'll do a more in-depth 1950s skincare later, because I have more stuff that is ordered that was actually used. And this is my go-to. I ordered more of this because I'm almost out of this stuff, and I love it. It is my go-to, but I love the smell. This is the one, just to clarify, that I use in the mornings, and I absolutely love this one as well. So I will see you in the next video. I do want to thank you for watching this video. Thank you for hearing me, and I hope everybody has a great week. And thank you for letting me do a vintage skincare for you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.